Flashing lights in the dark baritone hum. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Strap me in, fuel me with untamed speed. Data in the storm, all the rush I need. Glitches on the edge, chaos in the stream. Sim racing paradise, unraveling the sea. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Flashing lights in the dark baritone hum. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Touchscreen longer to the range. Fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber Hands roll, the fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live for speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome back to Nerd TV for another OTSS Select Series race live from the fictional California Auto Club Speedway here as we're set to go 90 laps here around this 2-mile facility. And we get our countdown to green underway, presented by, of course, Icon Apparel Company at iconapparelcompany.com. Set your esports team up with all the fancy gear, full high-def colors, custom prints, all that with hats, hoodies, shirts, sim racing gloves, and more at iconapparelcompany.com. And here is your track and race information here this evening. And there's your 2-mile track there. 13-mile-an-hour winds, a little bit strong out here this evening. 72 degrees air temp, 82 track temp, 3 additional sets of tires behind the wall, and 3 green-white checkered attempts with 100% fuel capacity, which is averaging about 35 laps on a full green flag stint. And that is your setup here for this evening. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Stanley on the interweb. Jason Rockefeller rocking it with me here on a Tuesday evening. Jason, what is up, dude?
I'm good, man. I'm ready to watch these truckers rip the top, the bottom, the middle, the apron, go 4 and 5 wide here on starts and restarts here. Auto Club Speedway, man, what a gem to think 10 years ago to tell us, yeah, it's going to be no more after 2023 was kind of insane. And obviously now, turns out, what we talked about last week, that portion of Auto Club Speedway that is still up has not been claimed yet. It has not been bought down and being torn down yet. So NASCAR still owns it. Good to see that. But obviously, we all know the demise of Auto Club Speedway. Very unfortunate. But, Jeremy, that's why we have iRacing. We have the great service of the iRacing sim, laser scanned years ago, and now we can race it whenever the hell we want. So it's great to be here on this Tuesday evening.
Yeah, 1,000%. And Dustin Loxton, of course, if he's not on camera, he is in production, pressing buttons, flying drones of all sorts of sponsorships and angles and twists and turns and anything graphic-wise, it's all on Dustin. So thank him for doing everything. I think we're at 500 broadcasts. You'll have to give me a correct number. I think we surpassed that a little ago. So that's, maybe just past it. So 500, kind of insane. But here we are for race number 3 of the Select Series. We got points. I think they're updated here. Going to be on your right-hand side of your screen. Which Ross Tatum holds a 12-point advantage over Tyler Honeycutt, which then holds a 5-point advantage over DJ. And then Joshua Altis and Jesse Winnington, they're 4th and 5th place, tied, minus 20. So a little bit of an early separation there from the top 3 as the rest of the field kind of trickles in through that standings, as you see there with about a minute and a half left there. So early, what's your early insight here into this season here, Jason?
Yeah, man. I mean, so far it's been all about Ross Tatum. He won the first 2 races of the year and did it in very, very good fashion. You look at Homestead. He had a strategy play out in the right way. Same thing happened last week at North Wilkesboro. And he almost led the most laps last week, but unfortunately that went to DJ Honeycutt, who finished 4th after starting on the pole. But don't forget, Tyler Honeycutt is right there, man. Back-to-back weeks, he finished 2nd to Ross Tatum. He's inching closer. Could the 3rd time be the charm here tonight? He likes this track, I believe he said. Ross Tatum said this was one of his worst tracks, if I recall, last time we talked to him. So it's going to be a battle between Tyler Honeycutt and Ross Tatum, or maybe somebody else could have a win offered to them on a silver platter here tonight.
We'll find out a little bit different race here. Everything's gonna be packed up. We got a lot of bumps here, and this track may be one of those wild cards for the season. Who knows? But YouTube, we already got 20 viewers before qualifying, so that's awesome to see. I got Alicia Gonzalez saying, "Let's go Wallthorn," who's new to the series for the third season. And then, of course, we have Race Control Robert Martin shouting us out there. And so thank you guys for popping in. 21 now. Feel free to chat away. We'll try to shout you out when and where we can throughout tonight's broadcast for the 90 laps here. And yeah, we've got about 5 seconds left, and that's going to complete practice for these drivers. DJ Honeycutt wins the fastest practice time at a 40.7 flat there, and about the top 15 or so, all within about a tenth and a half there. So a lot of draftiness going to be going to play a huge factor. Is that we're going to close out the pre-race show, fueled by W. So with that, Jason, we're going to go cameras off, full screen qualifying, and right along with some of the fastest drivers in that practice session.
Yeah, and this should be interesting. I mean, these trucks don't really produce a lot of high speeds here, considering the fact they have those lower horsepower with these trucks. And remember, they're spec engines, so everybody's pretty much running the same. I know that's a given because we're running fixed setups, but everybody's pretty much running the same exact kind of truck. You know, I mean, whether you're running a Ford, Chevy, Toyota, or a Ram, everybody's running that spec motor. So you're going to get only a certain amount of horsepower. Expect this race to be really packed up here tonight. We're not going to see a lot of drivers kind of get out there and pull away. I think the most you'll probably see for a gap on these long runs is probably going to be about maybe 2 to 3 seconds. It's not going to be much considering this is a 2-mile D-shaped oval. As we ride on board the W Caffeine Team camera here, we ride on board with Bobby Mansell, who's got that, that camera always. I literally am stuttering right now about what this is called. The VR, the virtual reality camera. He's got that thing on. Jeremy, I know you said it a couple weeks ago, man. I don't know how the heck he does it, man. That thing has got to feel so good to take off at the end of these races for him.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it before. About a half hour or so, my forehead and nasal area just has so much pressure built up. It gets uncomfortable. But I don't have any counterweight in the backside of it to make it, not as pressured. And so he's got it figured out because he can go hours on end with this thing and be just fine. So it's fantastic. It's a great view if you can get it set up and have a good quality output. But here we are. He's going to complete his first lap of this qualifying session with a 41.215. And so that's about 0.3 slower than his fastest practice time. But again, a little bit of that draft played a factor. He got a little looser off of turn 1, bumping the white line there. You can't do that in turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's really interesting. This track, obviously, with the lower horsepower these trucks have, you kind of really just want to get the best arc you can all the way down to the corner. You don't want to really touch that apron. You don't even really want to touch that white line. I mean, the second you touch that white line, the bumps are so bad here that it can really disturb the truck, especially on corner exit, even through the center. Thank goodness we're not racing the NASCAR Next Gen cars because these things would be bumping all over the place. It's a handful to drive. Look at this. Mr. Jason Pick goes up to the top of the pylon with a 40.868, just barely faster than Ross Tatum by less than half of a tenth. And Ross is currently running second, Anthony Yankello third, Donnie Honeycutt fourth, and newcomer to the series this week, debut, and I'm sure we're probably going to butcher his name a lot, currently sitting sixth is Philip Radojic. Philip Radojic. So that's going to be a handful tonight. But welcome to the series, Mr. Philip there. It should be a fun one for a lot of these guys here tonight. Jeremy and Sharon Hill now jumps up to the third spot up on the pylon.
Well, and a mouthful for some of us as we try not to stutter across these names. And yeah, we got about 24, it looks like, times posted out of the 30 entries here. Let's see how many more get the pile in here before qualifying ends, which is 1 minute and 25 seconds. Switching over now to Joshua Longbonds here in the 35. Let's see what times he can post here, as he is currently on his out lap. Probably his first lap rather, coming off from the outside, a little bit slow here. Let's see what time he posts on this opening lap.
And this opening lap's probably going to be his only fast one right there. And it looks like he's going to go all the way up to, or rather, no, that's Logan Latham going all the way up to the top of the board in the number 17 Ram machine. Look at that. Jeremy, you talked about him a couple weeks ago at Homestead, one of the biggest movers of the night, one of the drivers who really impressed you, and he's really shown here late in the going and qualifying. He was faster than Jason Pick by 2/1000ths of a second at the line on his first lap. And now Joshua Longbond's going to try to top that lap, but it looks like he's not. He's going to back it down. And I believe every truck has gone so far, besides Xavier Herschel and Will Bustler. And remember, coming into tonight, Xavier Herschel is on a 3-week probation after actions taken against him last week at North Wilkesboro. He will also serve a drive-through penalty at the start of the race, meaning once the race starts, when he comes back around to complete lap number 1, he'll drive down pit road, coast through, and then he will get off the pit lane and then try to catch the field as fast as possible without going a lap down. So I'm sure Xavier Herschel will hope for an early caution here tonight.
Yeah, and correction on that name, Xavier, I guess, is the correct pronunciation. No X on the front on the audio side of things, but Logan Latham from Phoenix Motorsports can be taking P1 here this evening, and here is your 30 truck starting lineup for the California Speedway 180 for race number 3 of the OTSS Select Series, presented by Brez Coffee Co. It's Logan Latham and Jason Pick holding P1 and 2. DJ Honeycutt in 3rd place. Abram Ghosted starts in 4th. Row 3 and 5th, Ross Tatum in the 21, Sharn Hill, P6 in truck 05, row 4. In 7th place, Anthony Yankello, Jesse Whittington on the outside in 8th. And to complete the top 10, Donnie Honeycutt starts in 9th, Joshua Altus in P10.
Top 20, you'll find Philip Radojic there in P11. Welcome to the series. Mr. Tyler Honeycutt, back-to-back 2nd place. He's trying to make it a 1st place this week. Caleb Smith, Brad Miner in row number 7. You'll find in row number 8, Carson Burrows and Chase Albright in the 49 machine. Row number 9, you'll find the number 24 of EJ Luna and Danny White in P18. And rounding out your top 20, you'll find Bobby Mantle and Ryan Hufford in the number 88 machine.
Complete the rest of the field here in row 11. Craig Schroeder there in the 21st position. Nicholas Walthorn in P22. 23rd belongs to Chad Garcia, with Dave Harrington on the outside in 24th. 25th will be Chris Harrington in truck 77. 26th place is Jacob Grant. Row 14 and 27th, Jonathan Gaston. Joshua Longbond starts in 28th, and to complete 15 rows in this field, Xavier Herschel and Will Bustler is going to be your caboose of the field. The only 2 drivers to not post times. Xavier, of course, with that penalty. Will Bustler, well, he's just going to take no practice, no qual, and I do believe he's not even joined in the session for race. No. So Will Bustler will not be on track. So 28, well, 29 starting here, minus that number 1 truck. And here we go. 1 pace lap. And we'll set these things off for 90 laps of continuous hopeful green flag attempts. As last week was kind of a miscue for your OTSS. You looked it up and you said North Wilkesboro was not good for these guys in the trucks, and it deemed to be true 2 times in a row. But now I think we're back to some good classic OTSS clean green flag racing.
Yeah, and this should be. I mean, honestly, this first opening lap should be really interesting. If I remember correctly, any of the times I ever ran here with trucks, turns 1 and 2 can be very loose on the start for these guys, or even restarts when you're on fresh tires. So keep mind of that here tonight. That could be an interesting factor. We know that this track acts like a cheese grater for tires because this place hasn't seen a repave in years and years and years. So what we left off on in 2023 is the final version that we're going to have here for Auto Club Speedway. So expect the tires to wear big time. You're going to want to make sure that you can kind of conserve that right front in particular. Don't slide up the hill as much. You want to have a lot of grip. Sometimes big draft wakes can make a huge mess down these straightaways. So expect to see a lot of guys scrambling for positions here on these first few laps.
And with that being said, green flag. Green flag is in the air to start the race for race number 3 of the Select Series off as these drivers go through the gears, file into turn number 1. And Jason, this track is very spacious, bottom, middle, top, whatever you want to use is available to you. And you can go 3, 4, 5 wide. We've seen it before. All the space in the world to choose from. Bumps on the back straightaway, bumps in the corners. And here they're already fanning out down the back straightaway here to start off the first half of lap with Logan with a nice pole there with Honeycutt. The top 4 go single file.
Yeah, this racetrack is going to be a big drafting competition for a lot of guys. It's kind of going to be like Michigan, but way more bumpy here. So you're going to see a lot of guys kind of run that top down the straightaways. You see Ross Tatum there in that Little Debbie Rolls machine, the strawberry shortcake truck, the pink one right there on the bottom side. He's going to lose about 2 positions down the front straightaway, all because he didn't have a wake and wasn't in the draft up on the top side. He is going to battle now with the outside of him, that being the number 05 of Sharn Hill to his outside. That'll reel in Anthony Yankello back behind them as the 05 looks to storm by the number 21 of Ross Tatum down the back into 3.
New race leader DJ Honeycutt in the 15 takes it over. Top 3 go to the inside lane. Jason Pick on the outside. As we're going to complete lap number 2. Logan back to the inside, trying to side draft. Does he get it back? Caution.
Uh-oh.
And Logan keeps the lead, so technically no lead change on file because he just nosed him past the start-finish line. And we got an early caution. It involves Brad Miner in the 46. He's in the grass with the number 4, Craig Schroeder. So it looks like 2 trucks going to cause this one early on.
Yeah, we'll take a look right here. This is where things kind of narrow up a little bit. As much racetrack as you have here, Jeremy, you still got to be mindful of when you're clearing somebody. And you see right there, it all started off turn 4. Danny White got really loose, slapped the wall, and then the number 4 machine of Craig Schroeder just brushes the wall, comes down, collects the 46 of Brad Miner. Both those trucks in the grass, and the 4 of Schroeder should have significant damage. I think Brad Miner could be okay. There might be a little bit of right front damage here, but now we're going to look from the 4's perspective because there's a 64 off the corner exit, slides up in front of the 4, and oh no, the 64 did not actually tank slap the wall and then tank slap the 4. The 89 kind of ran into the 4 a little bit. I think just barely got into him and obviously sent him around. And that 46 truck, Jeremy, we talk about, the trucks a lot. One of the big things that came out a couple years ago with these trucks, or rather, I believe it was last year, these trucks can blow over very easily at high speeds. That 46 truck nearly went up off the ground and went upside down.
And just like that there, first caution early on, and that was almost one of those little tunnel visions there, Jason, where you just kind of follow the truck, and if they go right up against the outside wall, you kind of just hope that they don't hit the wall, and if they do, then you're going to find it as well. And it could have been one of those moments there. And just a quick mention too, right before the green flag originally came out, Nicholas Walthorn was moved from the session, so he is not in this field. I think that's driver number all the way back there in the truck number 18. So the 18 did not start. Will Buthorn, the 1, is not here to start. So 2 drivers not in field here this evening as we got another lap and a half left before we go back to green flag. And I thought DJ Honeycutt did not get the lead over Logan Latham, but he is positioned in first place right now. So I guess that was the first official lead change. DJ Honeycutt will be starting P1 this restart.
Yeah, and that was a really interesting battle. You saw the 17 machine of Logan Latham. Thought he was going to get to the 15 right at the line. In fact, he did, but by the time the caution came out, iRacing deemed it that the 15 had the lead. That's why you'll find the 17 in second. And that's going to be another big thing here tonight is going to be the side drafting. We talk about regular slipstream drafting behind one another, but then you're going to think about the side drafting, pulling a truck back, trying to get the side draft, make those runs through the straightaways and down into the corner. That could bring in a lot of other trucks back behind you, could open up the door to go 3, 4, and of course that infamous 5 wide we've seen year after year.
Yeah, it's bound to happen there as the 46 gets EOL, iced out penalty for being the cause of the caution. I think that was the 46 that popped up, even though we thought it was the 4, but either way, 46 going to the back. There he is. There's the 4. I thought I saw the 40. I thought I saw the 46 pop up too. The 4 is definitely in the back though. Gonna be restarting this thing. Last place. Pace truck lights are definitely out. Restarting this race on lap number 6. So it looks about 3 to 4 laps per caution period. So we're gonna go about another half lap here. And Jason, what do you think? We see a little bit more tameness, or do you think we're gonna go that 3 to 4 wide early on here?
I think these guys are still going to go about the 2-3 wide. I don't know about 5 wide. They might be a little bit comfortable with themselves now that we've had ourselves a lap or two under the green flag conditions. But again, I think it's going to be a lot of guys playing factor of trying to just tuck in line behind one another and draft. Because if you don't, you can lose a significant amount of spots. Ross Tatum was lucky enough that the caution came out early because he lost a couple spots there initially, but he got them back, I believe. So yeah, he will be restarting in that 5th spot, or rather 6th up on the outside, I think, here. So be mindful, stay in the draft, and be smart. Use your head.
Oh, and little trouble there from the 25 and the 17. I don't know if it was tire spin or just contact, but they really shook up the top 4. And it choked up some of the inside lane. There's a lot of spacing there. It's not going to stop them from trying to go 2-3 wide. Here we go. 3 wide. Caleb Smith up the middle. Looking underneath the 17 paint job, which is not the 17 on the scoring pylon, but they still remain 3 wide. Altus there on the bottom. 99 there. Radojic there on the outside. They go single file, at least the 99 does. Needs to go 2 wide now with the 12 up top here. A lot of scattering. 22 Honeycutt's going to chase Radojic there as well as we go boozy tipsy camera from the roof view of truck 89.
Yeah, the same thing we almost just saw with Danny White happen nearly to Donnie Honeycutt off turn 4, slapped the wall, create a big stack of, oh, we got one truck sideways. That's the 99 machine of Philip Radojic, and he's able to save it. Hell of a job by him. He's going to stack the field up. They're going to go 3, 4, almost 5 wide. Will we see it? No, almost did for a second. And look at these trucks scattering down the back straightaway, and they're still 4 wide as they go into 3. Oh my goodness, what a job. That's the 54 of Caleb Smith just chopping off the nose of one of the drivers back behind him off 4.
Yeah, that was the 12 of Mr. Burrows right there, as he's now going to chop the nose of EJ Luna. You see it there right up against the blue outside wall. We still 4 wide, heading off into turn number 1 as the 13-mile-an-hour winds is really affecting the drone here. Going through turns 1 and 2, pretty bumpy. They're still 3 wide, technically speaking, with the 89 of Mantle up the middle. They still hold that formation down the back straightaway, but if you look toward the front, not so much. All single filed out there through the top 10.
Yeah, everybody's starting to get single filed out slightly, but remember, I don't really expect anybody to get above maybe 2.5, 3 seconds as the leader. I think the draft is going to be a big factor here tonight. You're going to see a lot of movement throughout the back half of the field on these restarts, and once the front gets settled in, that's when they're going to start to kind of pull away. You go from Abram Ghostin back to Caleb Smith in 11th. That's about a 2-second gap. So I don't really think you're going to see more than about a 2-second gap from first to second here tonight, if that. So everybody's starting to single file out. This is where you're going to see the drivers kind of just, keep their cool, mind their P's and Q's. I think what they're probably going to do is just ride around and just try to tire save a little bit and maybe try to get some spots while they can.
Last lap by Abram Ghost in the 25 is your new race leader here for your 3rd overall leader of tonight's event here for the California Speedway 180, as he holds that barely over Logan Lathan in the 17. Touch back up on Nathan Walthorn. He actually was an uncharted driver, unable to qualify his way in, so that's why he is not in this session. So that's how we got there, but it's still top 10 single filed out. Some racing still to be had in the back half of this event, as we are closing on 10 laps completed in the first of the 90 total scheduled.
And while everybody single files out, you'll look at the 80 or the 05 machine of Sharon Hill just trying to close the gap up to Donnie Honeycutt. Honeycutt's going to have a big run right here on the 67 of Jesse Whittington. Going to push him a little bit here down the front straightaway. And again, this is where everybody's going to start to just get single filed out and just mind their P's and Q's, run their own lines, and just run in each other's draft. You see the 53 machine get up the hill a little bit. That's Jason Pick. And Ross Tatum thought about it for a minute, try to go to the bottom of him. but everybody tucks back in line. And Logan Latham's starting to kind of gain again on Abram Ghostin. Don't look now, but I think Logan's going to have something here for Ghostin up at the front of this field here in just a couple laps or so. And that Matt Kenseth number 17 throwback.
Race control Albert Martin, proud of that paint scheme that he created for Logan here this evening. Abram though gonna run just above the first line in turn 1 and turn 2, gonna allow the nose to hit the front end of the 17, but that drive off the second and third lanes here at Auto Club is just so good, keeps the momentum going for the 25. And that's just a little bit part of the defense there, is if you see someone running the line, you change it up a little bit, chop the air off, or vice versa, get the grip on the outside. And it is working for Abram right now as he's going to complete lap number 12, still as your race leader for your last 5 laps belong to the 25.
A lap to go into 2. Logan Latham really threw it down into 1 and 2 on Ghost, and he kind of got a little bit tight because he hit that apron with the left front on the splitter. The truck kind of jolted up the racetrack a little bit while he was moving to the inside, tucked back in line, and now he's got to try to regain his thoughts, think about what do I got to do to get by him. And here he goes back to the inside, but he can't do it again. He'll have to ride in line. He'll ride that middle line all the way through 3 and 4. Ghostin's going to slide up, and I think Latham's going to get a big run here off turn number 4. I don't think he's going to get there down the front straightaway, but the gap is closing slightly. He's thinking about going to the bottom, but he likes to stay right behind him now. Maybe no. Yes, he will, actually. He'll go to the bottom, try to send it in there.
Go Boozy Tipsy camera here, looking at the 25. Abram Ghost, a new race leader. Logan Latham gets it, barely nose off turn 2, but you see right there that momentum off the outside lane is going to almost completely clear Logan. Abram in control again, runs the third lane into turn 3 and 4. And this is going to work wonders for him here as Logan's trying everything. It's so close to the left rear. Goes to 17. Cannot hold it. Abram continues to lead this race here on lap number 15.
And Abram's doing a great job at holding off Logan Latham. Latham's going to move up to the top side this time through 1 and 2. He'll try to get the big run off corner exit. And I think he's going to get a huge run actually down the straightaway. And that gap is closing a hundredth every half a second. He's going to get there down this back straightaway. Will he go to the bottom? He tried to run the same line, had to back out of it a little bit. But while he was battling Ghostin, that opened up the door for Jason Pick, who has not had a top 10 finish all season long, came into tonight outside of the top 20. In fact, 25th in points after the first 2 races. He's a great qualifier, but he has not had the finishes that he has wanted to see the first 2 races. Could tonight be the night where Jason Pick gets his first top 10, or maybe even a win? We'll have to find out. Nearly runs into the back of the 17 off 2.
And he did a fantastic job last Thursday there at the Nashville Fairgrounds, showing some speed with his OTSS boys, and he's here tonight with his truck, doing wonders here. P3 right now, but he's under attack. DJ Honeycutt, who started there in second place, he is on the charge. Actually, yeah, third place. Sorry, as you go on board here, the 21 of Ross Tatum, looking at the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt, trying to utilize some side draft, and you can see where the mid run is, Jason. You're starting to see a little more attempts from the guys that are 5th, 6th, and 7th. They're starting to push forward, closing in the gaps, and we're back to 2x2 racing here in the top half of the field.
Yeah, Latham now has the lead over Ghostin, but now they're going dead even. Oh, we have a caution on the racetrack. Danny White. Oh, big wreck down the back straightaway. About 3 or 4 trucks around. That's the number 79 machine of Anthony Yankello around off 2. And a lot of trucks scattered off 2 right there, it looked.
Yeah, this is going to be Radojic there with the 79 of Anthony Yankello. And it just looks like Anthony just kind of closed in the door too much on Radojic. Slaps the wall, comes back down the track, collects the 79, and they're going to send him off into a multi-truck wreck, scattering all the way across. Danny White taking probably the most damage, driving in heavy into both trucks.
Yeah, Danny White got up off the ground pretty good on both ends, whether it be right or left. And there it is right there. Saw the number 98 machine just gets into the 79. We'll take a look here again. This all develops coming off too. The 79 starts coming up the racetrack. The 99 slightly comes down a little bit, but really holds his line. The 79 just runs him clear up the racetrack. 99 looks to have saved it, but by the time he gets into the wall, it's kind of a dead left right into the 79 machine. Turns him around. 79 nearly lifts off the ground. The 64 just plows into the 99 and the 79. And Danny White goes for a ride down the back straightaway in California.
Bobby Mantle almost got wrecked, but he was able to save it there. So a couple of trucks in the back trying to slow it down and able to clear of all that. So 3 trucks injured in caution number 2 here on lap 17 of this event. As you get one more view here or such from the dash camera here. And that was that the 12 on board there who just kind of just drove into the inside wall. His pit stops flooded. Everybody coming in for virtual Goodyears.
Yeah, no surprise here. I mean, they got 3 extra sets behind the wall, so might as well use one now. You're already at 20 laps into a 90-lap race. And Jeremy, that's the thing, man. This race is going to go by, I think, a lot quicker than most guys think. And you see off the pit road, it looks like Joshua Altice won the race off a pit road. Maybe it was Bobby Mantle, actually. I don't think. It says he didn't take anything in his box. So Bobby Mantle may have stayed out, but Joshua Altice stayed out right there in the number 94 machine. So he's going to win the race off pit road. Logan Latham, Jason Pick, Ross Tatum, Donnie Honeycutt, the top 5 off pit road.
Yeah, we'll have to see as we get great views there off the pit road exit. We'll see if the 89 Mantle comes down pit road. I think he would have to have. Actually, he drove through, so that was the plan. Because if you come down on the second runaround as a race leader or in the lead lap, you get penalized. But if you come down and just drive through, I think you're safe. And so let's see if he then enters in on the second time for his virtual Goodyears. I would think he would. And he's looking, and yeah, he's going to come down pit road here. So he tried to get his lap led, not going to happen. And that's going to cycle down to the 94. Altice is going to be leading his first lap of the evening.
Yeah, and Joshua Altice was really, really strong last week at the Nashville Fairgrounds for the Contender Series, I believe it was, and even last week in general. He was. He finished 7th after starting 6th last week, so top 10 for the SMB Motorsports driver there in the number 94, and now he's going to be starting here right up on the front row. New player to the game here for the top 2 drivers, which were Logan Latham and also Abram Ghostin. And Ghostin has now found himself all the way back in 7th. I want to see if we can take a look at the pit stop report one more time here, Dustin, just to see what driver took which, if we can. And there we go. Joshua Altice takes fuel only. Everybody else 4 tires. Abram Ghostin, something of a miss on pit road. He lost 8 spots on pit road. That's crazy.
Yeah, big miss somewhere happening on pit road, and that's no good. The Altice, though, he must be expecting some extra cautions here, going fuel only. I know it's going to get him a lap lead, this points, this and that, but you called this track a cheese grater earlier. That is correct. They are 20 laps in, and he is 20 laps older tires, so this 94 potentially could just be a tank not being able to turn in these first opening laps of this restart. We're going to find out. Lap 21 is the restart lap. Watch for the tire spin on the 94 and everybody else on the cold tires for that matter. And in the restart box, here we go. We had a messy start last time amongst the leaders. And it looks like, at least for the moment, we are going to be clear of any issues.
I'm Ross Tatum. I'm getting around Altice as fast as I can. He'll move to the bottom while Altice runs that top lane. Watch everybody just kind of start to go by the 94. And there he goes all the way back to 3rd, maybe 4th and 5th as they work off 2. Battle for the lead, though. Meanwhile, up at the front, it's Logan Latham to the top, projecting himself to the race lead with Tatum in 2nd.
And 94 goes to 3rd quickly. Look like he's going to go 4th. Here's Jason Pick up to the 4th lane. Going to try to rock it with the 25 of Abram Ghostin. Gets a great launch off corner. We're a 3 wide front straightaway here to complete lap number 21. And we hold that formation third.
Four
Just
wide.
drop 4 wide here for the top 5. Just beyond that, can we go 5 wide? Nope, we're going to hold 3, though, for 2 rows deep.
A little bit of contact between Luna and Smith there going through 1 and 2. And this is where everybody's got to be careful. There's so many drivers trying to get in line that they just keep cutting each other off the corner exit, especially off turn 4. I can't believe they didn't wreck just 1 lap ago. Now Donnie Honeycutt moves in the second spot. He's going to slide up right in front of Smith off turn 4. Now they're going to be 3 wide for second. It's Tatum, Honeycutt, and Smith with the number 12 of Carson Burrows pushing the 54 to second.
Excellent battles here. Donnie's still up the middle here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. What can the 12 of Burrows do? Can he clear the 21? 21's going to chop the nose of Donnie Honeycutt. Donnie then is going to go to the bottom to continue the 3 wide formation. Down the back straightaway into turn 3. The 21 Ross Tatum has a spot open. He's going to slide up, so 2 wide now. And then it goes back to 3 wide as Tyler Honeycutt going to rip the 3rd lane and Abram ghosting all the way up to the outside wall.
It's still 3 wide back behind the race leaders. That's Tyler Honeycutt. 4 wide this time down the front straightaway again. Tatum, Luna, and right back behind them, that's Sharon Hill in the 05 machine as they work back to 1 and 2, 3 wide, trying to settle it back to 2. They said, hell no, we want to go back 3 wide racing. Now Tyler Honeycutt put in the middle between Luna and Ghosted as they fly down the back straightaway, trying to chase the leaders. Give it to Ghosted as they head into turn 3 this time.
Logan Latham continues to lead this race. The 94 of Altus drops outside of the top 15 already on those old tires. You expect anything different? Probably not. There's new leader Caleb Smith. Gonna take about a half a truck length over the 17 to Logan Latham. That's gonna be your 5th different leader this evening.
Carson Burrows is going to elect to go with him on the outside, but he'll run that 3rd or 4th, 5th, whatever you want to call it, upper groove in between the seams. He actually gets a good arc through turn 2. He'll run down the back straightaway, tucked up beneath the 54 Ford F-150 of Caleb Smith. Will the 12 try to go to the bottom? Yes, he will. He clears Logan Latham for position. They're going to be side by side off turn number 4 as Donnie Honeycutt tries to move in and make a move on Logan Latham. To the line, drag race for the lead, this time by as they go into turn 1.
Caleb by a quarter truck there is going to continue to have the race lead in the 54, but Carson's not going to let it go easily. He's going to try to do maybe a little slide, keeps it up on the 3rd lane, pushes the 54 to the 4th lane, and they're going to run side by side down the front or back straightaway here, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all single filed out. Then the 12 drops in behind the 54, and the 22 Honeycutt says, I'm taking that spot. He's going to try to slide past the 12 here and gets to the door panel of the 54. And Boyd contact gets loose, turning the wheel too sharp. Great heads up, 54 still race leader.
And if the 22 wasn't there, I was going to say the 12 had a perfect opportunity to try to go to the bottom because the 54, I think, thought the 22 was going to get into him, and he ran a little higher than he wanted to, got up into the wall, and now everybody on back has an opportunity to get to the lead. Caleb Smith, oh no, the 17 around, right in front of Abram Ghostin, gets a lot of trucks collected, almost upside down goes the 05 machine of Sharon Hill. It's going to collect 2 of the probably dominant drivers that could have been tonight, and Abram Ghostin and the 17 machine as well of Logan Latham look to be done for the evening off turn 2.
Logan just doesn't get clear to the 25 like he expected and washes up and hits him in the left front fender. And then here comes Sharon Hill and just destroying both of them. And they start to pile in. Here's the the 88 making contact. There's Chad Garcia in the 56. Will Bustler shows up late in the race. He's going to have a hard impact to the 49 and then hit the inside wall. One of the fast trucks, Jason Pick in the 53, then comes into picture, drives it super deep to the inside. He's going to bounce off the kink there on the inside. So I think about 7 or 8 trucks going to have damage in this one, taking out, or at least injuring, some of the better drivers here tonight.
Yeah, and that all just kind of happened off turn number 2. Jeremy, you mentioned it. 17 Caleb Smith just cleared himself when he shouldn't. This is why this track is so hectic when you're trying to just fight and claw for every position, you kind of just forget that a driver will have a huge run on corner exit. And not to mention the fact, too, that when you're looking in that rear view mirror, a lot of the times those guys that you're battling against, they're nowhere to be found because the corners here are just so dang wide. You kind of lose track of them. And all your spotter's doing is saying still there or outside. You don't know if you're going to have the run off the corner. You don't know if you're going to have, the momentum to clear them down the back straightaway. So the 17 machine just comes up wrong place, wrong time. And that is an early, early end to the night for a lot of those drivers that had a chance to win here tonight. You think about Jason Peck, Abram Ghostin, probably the one you feel bad for the most. He had this probably in the early half of this race, looked like he was going to be the fastest truck because nobody could really pass him. He was just so strong out front and good at defending positions. And now it looks like his night's going to be over for a chance to win.
Review down pit road here, seeing who's got what times here in this pit cycle here on lap 29. There goes Altus. I think that was a 66 as well of Harrington. Yep, 45.6 is his total time through. Still at least 4 drivers on pit road. And the winner of this caution break is gotta be Joshua Altus in that 94, who took no tires that last pit stop. You better believe he's putting 4 virtual Goodyears on this time around. And then just like that, he is going to be sitting pretty, and now he gets to pass a bunch of drivers. Let's see how he turns out with this strategy call.
Yeah, I like it, honestly. I mean, it didn't look good at the start of it. You think about it, you ran about 15-ish green flag laps on a set of tires, and we only ran a little bit after that, but now he's going to be on slightly fresher tires. I think he very well could make a charge up to the front of the field. We saw how much 15-lap fresher tires meant. Well, how about, 10-lap fresher tires? What's that going to do for the number 94 machine? I think that Josh Waltis is going to be really strong. He's just got to make sure he minds his P's and Q's, keeps his head on his shoulders, and head on a swivel for sure, because there's been a lot of drivers clearing themselves on corner exits, and he's got to be mindful to not clear himself on any other ones as well.
Do a couple quick shout outs here before we go green flag racing on lap 31. Victory Fuel at drinkvictory.com. Premium hydration drink loaded with electrolytes and daily vitamins with no added colors, caffeine free, and can fuel anybody up no matter how young or old, with 3 great flavors to choose from. My being the purple potion. Dustin loves his Lucky Lemon, and that Thunder or Throttle Punch. Also a great grab there. So if you're going to purchase anything from drinkvictory.com, use the promotion code SUPERNERD. It'll save you 10% off your purchase from drinkvictory.com. Recommend doing so maybe during one of these caution cycles or after the race. Either way, these drivers are going to need some to rehydrate, because this track can be a workout at times, maybe not down the straightaways, but when you're fighting 2, 3, 4 wide half the race, you're white knuckling a little bit there, and you're mentally locked in. You're going to need to take a relaxer afterwards. But here we go. Pace truck going to be coming down pit road. Lap 31 is that restart, with the 54 leading the charge with the 12 of Burrows to his inside. Donnie Honeycutt, DJ Honeycutt, Tyler Honeycutt is your top 5. Green flag back in the air. The 22 of Donnie gets a little bit of tire spin.
Yeah, while he spins the tires, a lot of other drivers got to be mindful to not run into the back from that outside lane. Just gets such a good restart. Smith leading, but here comes Burrows now down to the inside lane. They're going to go 3 wide back behind the race leaders for 4th, and Smith is going to fall back to 2nd. Burrows easily takes the lead, while Honeycutt battles side by side with Smith down the back straightaway. Everybody's scrambling for position as they head for 3.
The 54 bounced off the wall just a touch here, and the 12 of Carson Burrows looking to be the 7th lead change amongst 6 different drivers. If he can hold off, and he can, as DJ's looking but cannot get the drive off corner turn 4 to pass Caleb Smith. Top 6 single file here to complete the first opening lap of the 3rd restart this evening.
You saw there off turn 4, Jacob Grant thought about clearing Whittington off turn 4. Thought had to think twice about it, because if he tried to clear himself, he was going to end up in the wall collecting multiple trucks. Honeycutt slides right up in front of Whittington off turn number 2. And while they battle for position, the other 2 Honeycutts, Donnie and DJ, they're going at it there for the third spot, while Burrows continues to lead everybody else, scrambling 2 and 3 and almost 4 wide as they work off 4. Luna has to back out of the gas. He was going to hit the wall, and now they go 3 wide back behind Luna and Tyler Honeycutt for position.
Yeah, that was going to be Mr. Clark there on the in the middle of that 3 wide battle. That time around, they kind of just go 2 wide, a lot of space given out through here. And just a quick update on the previous couple cautions, that Anthony Yankello, Philip Radojic, Ben Rinaldi, and Danny White all have backed out of the session from those last 2 wrecks, plus Will Busler as well, after joining a late, get involved in that very late caution. And so we're down quite a few drivers early on here as we're continuing to look at the top half of the field going on board DJ, as we're going to take the Boozy Tipsy camera from the roof cam this time.
And you see pushing down the front straightaway, big pushes to that number 24 machine. And look at, who did I say was going to try to find his way up there with them 10-lap pressure tires? He has. Joshua Altis has made his way to the top 5, heading into 4th, and he is looking for the 3rd spot on EJ Luna in that number 24 machine. Look at how strong and stout this outside is down the straightaways.
So much momentum to have. You mentioned the lack of horsepower when you run that outside with a little extra grip. It works wonders up there, especially when you got fresh tires. And boy, did the Joshua Altis 94 truck make the most of staying out 1 extra pit cycle, caught the break with the caution, and he is putting himself in the top 3 this time. And as your new race, or potential new race leader, Caleb Smith trying over Carson Burrows. EJ Luna. Yep, a little bit of wall glue in turn 1.
Yeah, oh man, I thought there was a wreck happening. I looked up to the top right on my monitor. I saw the 24 just wall gluing, and while Luna was in 5th, he's going to drop all the way outside the top 10 nearly, and he's going to lose a significant amount of spots. And he tried to run all the way up against the wall. Very surprised why he did that. Not a lot of grip up there like there used to be years ago. Meanwhile, battle for the lead up front. Here comes Burrows to the outside of Altis, while Altis runs that inside line all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. Fresher tires going to prevail, and it looks like Joshua Altis is going to clear Carson Burrows off 2.
8 lead change of the night, 2nd time that Altis is going to take P1 here through the field. And with the fresher virtual Goodyear tires, he's probably not going to look back until the next pit stop or caution. As you're looking at 2, 3, look at 4 wide there in the back half of that camera angle there. Now 3 wide, exiting turn number 4. Tyler Honeycutt up the middle here. Cars and trucks bouncing off the outside wall once more there. And a black and green truck, that's Jonathan Gaston, truck 72, trying to scrub some speed off the front stretch.
And Luna's going to run that outside again, but this time he's going to make it work. He's ran that highest line more than anybody. Barely taps the wall off turn number 2, but gets a massive run down the back straightaway. He'll run up right behind Jonathan Gaston down the back straightaway, passes the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt, trying to gain his momentum back after hitting that wall, losing 5 or 6 spots, just a few laps to go.
Down the front straightaway to complete lap number 37, 3 wide yet again. Tyler Honeycutt down deep on the low side of the front straightaway, trying to take the shortcut. Is it going to work? He washes up just enough to get to the inside panel of the 27, Jacob Grant, who runs in the middle of this 3 wide battle with other Ghost Motorsports driver DJ Honeycutt. 3 wide, 2 rows deep.
Tyler Honeycutt's truck is not handling very well on the bottom side of that racetrack. He's got to get up to the top side, but he's got to get up there now before those tires really wear out, and he's not going to be able to make any type of headway up on the top side. He is just so tight right now from running that bottom side. Look at him super loose off turn number 4, and he's going to lose another one to EJ Luna. Here comes Tatum to the inside, Whittington and the 72 of Jonathan Gaston coming into the picture as well. They're 2 by 2. Lots of shuffling throughout the back half of this top 10.
3 wide was for a moment. He backs out. EJ Luna continuing to run the very, very tippity top outside lane there. 3 wide back straightaway. Tyler Honeycutt up the middle. Ross Tatum cannot hold the momentum. He's going to shift back to the outside to reset for turn 3. As they close in a little bit on the 21, who struggled a little bit here in this middle run. Remember, he's got the great long run speed. He kind of needs that for his truck to succeed on average. A lot of shuffling there around maybe the 49.72. Gaston again finds the wall for the second or third time off a turn 4, not having a good back half of this track.
You want to know something crazy, Jeremy? We were just talking about tires being just like put on a cheese grater on this track surface. Let's take a look at Joshua Altis right now, your race leader. His best and last lap times. Last time around, 41.727. His fastest lap of the race was a 40.824 in just 10 laps since we went green. Joshua Altis, nearly a second has been shaved off of his best lap time. It just goes to show you, Jeremy, how much tires mean here with these trucks, because now he's pulled out to the biggest gap we've seen all night, and it's half a second, and it's growing.
Yeah, he's working wonders there with those fresh virtual Goodyears, and we're going to go turn up the toot style here for just a moment, presented by the Butt Kicker. Listen to these trucks go around Auto Club. We'll be back here momentarily. And that was Turn Up the Tunes presented by the Butt Kicker. As we are on lap 48 of the scheduled 90 here for the California Speedway 180. As we're looking at the race lead, or what would be the race lead if the 94 Altis wasn't just destroying the field with new tires. Jacob Grant, welcome to P2, as we're going to look at the biggest movers presented by the Shirtitudes, where you can go to swag.nerditudes.gg and get yourself nerdied up there with that gear there or some of our official apparel. But Jacob Grant, P2, he is up 24 positions. Jonathan Gasson up 14. Xavier up 13. Joshua Longbonds 11. And Caleb Smith in third place is up 10 positions himself. So quite a big jump there with those top five and on that board there.
Yeah, big time. Not to mention the fact, too, that while we were away, Joshua Altis pulled out to a 2-second gap over Mr. Jacob Grant for the race lead. And you think about it, Jeremy, the pit window is about 35 laps. That's what we were told during pre-race. So these guys here who pitted last on lap 18, they can probably go to about lap 53 to about 57, maybe 58 at most, I would say, just because of the one caution we had in between. So it should be interesting to see how they pit compared to what Joshua Altis is going to have to pit at. And drivers like Craig Schroeder, Chase Albright, and some others as well who last pit on lap 28, but they're way back outside the top 10.
Yeah, we're over 20 laps since that start, so less than 15 laps to go, and these drivers will be finding pit road if they stick to that 35 lap average. Coming across the line this time to complete lap number 50, so it's going to mark 40 laps to go in this third race for the OTSS Select Series presented by DJ Designs here. As we continue to focus the best battle on the camera right now. The back half field's kind of spaced out. There are some kind of battles here and there, but these drivers up here second through about 8th or 9th are they're cooking, Jason.
Yeah, for sure. I think something just happened to EJ Luna, who was running up inside the top 10 in the 24 machine. I think he may have had a connection issue. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I believe so. I think he pulled out. I'm not too sure exactly why, but unfortunate for the number 24 machine. Looked like he was starting to gain some of his momentum back, but he looks like he's going to finish currently in the 21st position. If nobody on back elects to come out and try to finish the rest of the laps. But while Joshua Altis continues to lead by over 2 seconds, Jacob Grant is trying his hardest to hold everybody back behind him. Caleb Smith makes the move on Tatum while Tatum runs up in front of Burrows. Then you'll find Tyler Honeycutt as well and DJ Honeycutt too. They're all right there, but pit road should be opening up pretty shortly for these drivers who pitted on lap 18.
Man, DJ Honeycutt had to check up a lot for Carson Burrows there, getting too tight. Off of turn 4, he's going to lose a couple of spots and about a half a second on the trucks he was just battling here. As we're seeing two drivers on pit road now, Sharn Hill, EJ Luna. Sharn Hill's been there for a hot minute, but EJ Luna currently with that 32-second timer. They're on your screen right now. And they're watching Ross Tatum, truck number 21, trying to get it done on the inside. Cannot do it. Got to file, single file in front of the 45, behind the 12. As we got a couple drivers still side by side. Grant versus Smith has been the battle here, second and third place. They can't leave each other more than one truck length. Doesn't matter if they go high, low, follow each other, complete different lines. And everybody else just waiting to see just what's going to happen between these two, or are they just kind of simply hanging on for pit road time?
Somebody just slammed the wall entering turn 1 right behind Ross Tatum. I think it might have been Donnie Honeycutt there entering turn 1. I just watched him just kind of Hail Melon it going into turn 1. It might have been him or the number 15 machine of DJ Honeycutt. Not too sure, but one of those drivers hit the wall big time coming down the front stretch into turn 1. And while they all battle, you see Ross Tatum, he's lost a couple spots. I'm noticing a big thing here, Jeremy. Remember last week after we talked to me, he said, guys, you're never going to believe this, but Auto Club might be my worst track, which He's not doing too bad for this time around at Auto Club. I mean, he's lost a spot or two. Every time I feel like I kind of talk about him or look at him, I'm not trying to put the announcer curse on him, but he's just continuously running the bottom. I mean, I guess you kind of have to because nobody's going to give up that top side, but he has lost about 1 or 2 spots every time he tries to go down to the bottom. He just passed Tyler Honeycutt, but you know, if he just keeps running that bottom, I think he's going to lose a significant amount of spots. This time, though, Tyler going to go to the bottom. The other Honeycutts are going to follow him as well. And on corner exit, Tatum's going to get that momentum on corner exit. He'll clear the 45.
Good stuff here still on the front straighter. These guys are all butted up. Jesse Whittington underneath the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt. He's trying to make that pass happen. Here's a little almost 3-wide action. Carson Burrows in the 12 up the middle between the 54 of Caleb Smith, 27 Jacob Grant. Jacob with a great launch off of 1 and 2, able to clear by 1 truck length over the 54 and 12. DJ Honeycutt 15 audioing in. He is coming down pit road this time.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about lap 53 to 57. You were going to start to see some guys come down pit road. I expect to see others with him probably as well. And here we go. Here comes the 12 machine, the 45, the 15 as well. Got to make sure you back it down. The 12 truck. Oh, that's going to be really close. I wonder if that's going to give him a black flag. It looked like Burrows may have been speeding coming down pit road, Jeremy. And to go from, 170, 80 miles an hour to 45 is pretty tough to do here. So that might be a penalty for the 12 truck.
Yeah, at least on my telemetry, he crossed the line at 60 miles per hour. So if there's any hold on pit road, service is going okay right now. Looking at the 94, your race leader still staying out there. The 12 did make it on speed. No penalty issued, it looks like so far. You will see it pop up on the left-hand side if there's a black flag deemed to one of the drivers. Nothing just yet. Still focusing on second, third, fourth here. It's now give me that. Well, still going to be the 54s. He's going to go to the bottom. Caleb Smith looking to make a late pass here before pit stops. Ross Tatum says, thank you for that spot. I'm going to drive right behind the 27 and take it from you.
The 12 and the 15 right now, they might be a lap down, Jeremy, but I think they're easily going to be able to get their laps back because the more these guys stay out, the more time they're going to lose to the 12 and that 15. Look at how much faster in the corner they are just running out. Granted, they are pitting this time, but look at how much time they gained on Ross Tatum going through the corner. Look at Grant all the way to the bottom trying to shortcut it down to pit road, and he actually gains a little bit, it looked like, there coming down pit road. It's all going to be about, I think, who's going to leapfrog who. I think, though, Jeremy, the 12 is probably easily going to come out here with the race lead for those drivers, because we all know Joshua Altus is going to stay out for as long as possible because he last pitted at lap 28. He's got at least one more stop to go for him, but the 12 machine should leapfrog all these drivers.
21 Ross Tatum coming down pit road this time. 12 stays out, 45 stays out, 67 does as well. So lone driver this time, Ross Tatum on pit road on lap 59. Okay, so we got 31 laps to go in the California Speedway 180. A lot of drivers exiting right now, one on pit road. Bobby Mantle here reports black flag to the driver number 89, which he has to come back in and serve that penalty, which is probably a stop and go, I would imagine.
Yeah, it probably should be. He's going to get a black flag here for speeding on pit road, and that's unfortunate for the 89 machine because he's been kind of just having a really quiet night. Bobby Mantle, just in general, I feel like has kind of just been really quiet the first 2 weeks. I mean, he's got one top 10. I believe he finished top 10 back in the first race of the season and did at Homestead, Miami. And everybody, it seems like, has had some sort of, controversy this year. Besides, it feels like the 45 and the 21, they're the only two drivers who have back-to-back top fives this year. Everybody else is already lost out on their top 5 streak. So Bobby Mantle, just not the start to the season I think he's probably wanted. Currently sits 10th of the points. He lost the spot after last week. And with this being such a short championship run, Jeremy, this is race number 3 of the season. After tonight, we already got what, 9 races to go. So it's going to be really quick. This is now the start of what would be the chase for the NASCAR Cup Series, which is a 10 race chase. So you got to be really, really consistent if you want to try to beat those two drivers who have finished top 5 the last 2 weeks, and just in general, if you want to try to be a championship contender. As Josh Waltis comes to the pit road this time by, I guess he thought that 2.5 seconds he pulled on the field was enough to kind of come down and then get that track position that he lost so many laps ago. We'll see where he winds out.
That's going to temporarily put you with a new race leader, truck number 4, Craig Schroeder. So he's going to stay out at least one more lap here. That's going to be your 9th lead change amongst 7 leaders at this moment in time. And I reviewed it. Bobby Mantle did hit a section on pit road at 56 to 58 miles per hour. So definitely upwards of 3 over. And so that was an accurate call on iRacing side to handle that. And that was the only penalty I see. There's your twistedspeed.com lap leaders. Joshua Altus 27, Abram Ghostin 10, Logan 8, Caleb 7, Carson 5, DJ 4, and Craig Schroeder now with 2. As he is going to cycle through with that stat until he comes down for his final green flag pit stop of the evening.
Yeah, we'll wait to see when he does. The same thing with Joshua Longbonds. Both those drivers pitted at lap 28 with Joshua Altus. So we'll see when they take their pit stops. They might be trying to hope for a late green flag, or rather not a late green flag, but a late caution here as we're past the halfway point now. 27 laps to go. Jeremy, I'm gonna just, I think, stick it. I think that we don't have another caution the rest of the race. Let's take a look here at the track map. I believe it's presented by iRacing iFlag here, if I'm still correct. I think we just got the Nerd TV track map. I believe it was sponsored by iFlag at one point, but no matter what. So I was correct. But look at everybody kind of just spread out there down the front straightaway. You don't have everybody compact like we've seen a majority of the race. And this is just going to get a little bit more spread out as the tires continue to wear, drivers lose handling, tires wear out, and stuff like that. But meanwhile, this is going to be the battle for what's going to be the lead right here. The number 12, Carson Burrows, 15, DJ Honeycutt, side by side. And while they battle, that's going to reel in Tyler, Jacob, and Caleb right back behind them, who are back by 2 seconds. So they want to try to get single file that as quickly as possible. Burrows going to be able to clear the 15 down the front straightaway. He's going to hold that impending race for the lead for the time being.
As they battle out, 26 laps to go. Pit stops are over. We're going to kick it to our only picture-in-picture commercial break of the evening for just a few laps. We'll be back here momentarily.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful, booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
And back here, full screen here, it looks like it's going to be 20 laps to go, or 21 to go here left in the California Speedway 180. And when we got done completing pit cycle, watch Craig Schroeder, his pit entrance from uptown to downtown, baby. We're just going to stab the brake and say, oh, look, my pit stop. I forgot it. It's right there. And then, oh, goodbye. It's gone.
Yeah, Jeremy, you weren't kidding, man. Under the brake for everybody at home, when we were behind the scenes talking, Jeremy said to us, wait until you see the four's attempted pit entry. Jeremy, you were not kidding. That was a hashtag fail if I've ever seen one. No offense to Craig Schroeder. But, man, think about it, though. If he would have stuck that, dude, he would have been able to probably come out around the 10th position or so. And Craig probably would have had a shot legitimately at this win, because you look at the top 10, they're only separated to Carson Burrows by under 4 seconds. He would have been way faster with tire life. He may have had a shot, but now 20 to go. This is your definitive race for the win. And while they all battle up at the front, keeping an eye on Joshua Altus. He pitted just a few laps later than these guys. He's been running slightly faster than these guys up inside the top 5. He's going to have something for them. 6 trucks under a blanket. 19 laps to go from Auto Club.
Yeah, just 94 has to make sure he doesn't just destroy the tires. He has to have a little bit of patience getting through the field. As Jacob Grant goes around Carson Burrows here to take the lead, as we see our 11th lead change among 7 leaders here this evening. Single file once again down the back straightaway. Caleb Smith drives it in deep, 3 wide, passes the 12, trying to get to the 27, cannot. Gonna squeeze him, and they remain 2 wide. Caleb holding a good charge, but Jacob Grant, P1.
Yeah, Jacob Grant with a great drive there to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Joshua Altus all the way down there, 3 wide, battling for that 2nd position. The 54, Caleb Smith, middle, with Carson Burrows up on the top side. Here comes Altus down to the inside. This looks like some old Daytona-type racing from back in the early 2000s. And Jacob Grant trying to pull away, but he's not going to be able to do that while everybody runs him down. It's first all the way back to 6th. Put him under a blanket with some other drivers as well. This is crazy here with just 18 laps to go.
Watching the top 3 single file, there's the potential of what Craig could be looking at there. He's just going to be battling now to hold on to his lap. Not going to be able to happen here. He's going to try this time, going to mix it up with the race leaders. That 4 truck not positioned. Oh, Carson gets close, pushes the 94 up the track. I thought there was going to be contact. There goes Caleb Smith to the inside to avoid wall contact himself and to get around the 12 of Carson Burrows. He's not going to be stuck behind the 4 truck. As they barrel off into turn number 3, the leaders take the outside lane.
I think once this 27, Jacob Grant gets right behind this 4 machine of Craig Schroeder slightly for just a couple laps, it's going to disturb his airflow a little bit, so he's got to make sure he doesn't run the same exact line. But he will have a little bit of a draft weight down the straightaways, which will help him. But here comes Joshua Altus to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll throw it down into 1. tries to clear the number 27, and can he do it off turn number 2? He's going to throw a slide job, and he's going to clear him. He got the lead off 2, but Jacob Grant answers right back with a crossover down the backstretch.
It's all but inevitable that the 94 is going to take the race lead, but can he make it happen this time off of turn 4 crossover?
Another crossover.
Looking to the bottom, gets a great launch. The 94 has the nose, and there it is for the third time tonight. The 94 is recorded as your race leader.
And don't look now, here comes Caleb Smith. He's entered into the picture. He'll go down to the top side of the racetrack, rather not down, but top side of the racetrack. In that 54 machine, he closed up to about 0.17. The gap now to them and Joshua Altis is 0.39. He's going to have to gather himself back up if he wants to run down Joshua Altis. But Jeremy, you mentioned just beforehand, these guys are throwing haymakers at each other for the race lead, but they got to be mindful of that tire wear a little bit. You got 15 laps to go. We've had over a second and a half of tire fall off for just 10 laps. So you got to have some tire life here to save yourself for this race win.
You absolutely do. It's so hard right now just to say, hey, I'm going to go for it. But you have to hold yourself back, man. You got to do it. That long run plays dividends if you can save just a little bit of extra virtual Goodyear there as we go riding on the passenger side of the 21 of Ross Tatum, looking at the inside driver panel of the 54, Caleb Smith back straightaway, and just like that, the outside completely gonna pass up Ross. Caleb has the spot up until the corner entry, and then Ross is gonna get it back, and then Caleb cannot get it cleared this time, but he's gonna think about crossover, ends up not doing it, locks to the back bumper of Ross Tatum.
And Tatum's going to have to try to make another run at Grant down the back, or rather down the front straightaway they go. And look at that number 45 machine of Tyler Honeycutt. You think out of most drivers who are up inside this top 7 that have a chance to win, that everybody wants it more. I don't know if anybody wants it more than Tyler Honeycutt. Mentioned it earlier at the top of the broadcast. He has finished second the first 2 weeks in a row to that guy who finds himself 2 spots ahead of him, Ross Tatum, who has a shot for the win. Imagine if Tyler Honeycutt were to finish second to Ross Tatum here tonight. I think he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that does not happen, because he does not want to see that 21 go to victory lane and extend that gap in the points.
Remember, he's won the first 2. Look at the battle on the outside 15.
Whoa!
DJ's going to squeeze Carson Burrows there in that 4th, 5th lane. I thought there was going to be right rear contact. No contact to be found. Man, that was a squeeze from DJ. Aggressive maneuver, but able to make the pass and stick the momentum off the corner exit turn 2. Great driving there from the 15s. We're going to kick it back and watch this pass.
That might be one of the most badass passes or battles I've ever seen, man. I mean, they were inches from the wall. The 12 barely scrapes it on entry, but this 15 never leans on him. He never doors him. He never runs him up into the wall. The 12 never even hits the dang wall. They just battle side by side, and it is amazing that they do not make any sort of... well, they make contact right there, but we're going to say that's a little bit of net code. So, no contact at all. And the 15 just able to clear him from that top side on the bottom. That's crazy. What a job by those two. If I had to give out a hard driving award here tonight, it would go to both the 15 and the 12, because that was some damn good stuff.
Yeah, that's my badass pass of the season, no doubt about it. Utilizing that very outside wall. You don't see that hardly ever. If it's the inside, sure, quite common. The outside, nope, rare occasion. As we're now 10 laps remaining here. Remember, this 21 truck has won the first 2 races of the season, and these guys are getting closer, actually, to the 94 of Joshua Altis. Maybe he's used too much tire. I see the black flag for the Chad Garcia truck. So maybe the pit road violation there, but don't count out the 21 and 27 just yet. Altis fresher tires, yes. But I think he might have used a little too much.
Yeah, he might have used up a little too much. And Joshua Altis has slightly fresher tires, so he can use a little bit more tire than these couple drivers on back. And think about it, too. The next driver you'll find past third is Caleb Smith, who's almost a second back to Joshua Altis. They're pretty much out of the picture. unless these 3 drivers up here start swapping positions for about 2 or 3 laps or so, they're not going to catch these guys. And Joshua Altus definitely wants this win. You think back to the Contender Series on Thursday night last week, he was a mainstream contender, had a huge chance to win that race, and was not able to win it. I believe it was him. So, yeah. I mean, Joshua, great driver, and he's had a really, really tough deal here the last couple weeks. He's a fast one. He wants to get it done here.
Chad Garcia somehow getting handed a EOL there, mid-green flag run, presented by Frostbuddy, as Frostbuddy has extra EOLs to hand out before this event is concluded. 7.5 laps to go. Grant to the outside. Tatum to the middle of the track here. Meet up nose to tail, just like they have been for the past 10 laps or such, as they are stacked up right behind us. Here we go. He's a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Caleb Smith trying to clear the 15 Honeycutt. Not going to be able to happen. Too tight for the 54. Here comes DJ. Too wide himself. Still makes it stick. He's going to get that pass, but Carson's going to help Caleb Smith down the front.
I'm not going to lie, Jeremy. I think if they want any chance of this win, they're all going to have to follow each other and don't pass one another. Just make sure you're pushing down the straightaways and giving each other enough room to kind of move around and down the straightaways. Just, you know, run right behind each other, tuck up behind each other, just push one another, because they are just pulling away right now. The gap was 1.4 half a lap ago. It's now 1.8. I don't think there's any way that DJ Honeycutt gets there for the time being. I mean, Joshua Altus pretty much looks like he could have this race locked up if Jacob Grant and Ross Tatum don't find something to do. I think they have at least one more good chance at him, and I mean that with a grain of salt. One more good chance. They'll throw everything they can at him on entry through 1 and through 3, but I think if you're going to beat this 94, you might have to do something really ballsy on entry if you get a run.
Yeah, I mean, it's not completely unheard of here at Auto Club. We've seen the sliders from downtown to uptown. You have so much room to do it. And if you get a decent run off corner exit and get within a truck length, there is an opportunity to make it happen. As you're riding on board the 27, Jacob Grant started all the way deep in the field. P2 he holds right now as he crosses the line. 5 laps remaining.
Yeah, with 5 laps remaining, Jacob Grant is still there. He's got the truck that could maybe pass this 94. 94 is just so good through the center of the corner. The truck turns big time. Oh, he brushed the wall there, though. On corner exit, this is going to set up a good passing opportunity for Jacob Grant here into turn 3. Doesn't get there quite. I think if Jacob wants to pass this 94, he's going to have to keep running that outside lane. Tatum, though, will go to the outside. If I'm Ross, man, push that 27. Give him a chance to get to that 94 to where they can be side by side, and it sets up yourself for a big run on corner exit. Jacob thought about going to the bottom there. He's not able to do it. 4 laps to go from California.
Ross Tatum backed up a little bit. I thought he was done, but maybe he was cooling the tire off for one last attempt. Down the back straightaway, 27. Grant's going to lose a little ground to Altus this time. Got a good push, though. Yep, from Ross Tatum there. Teammate helping a non-teammate driver get to the back bumper of the 94. As Ross looks wide, he's going to try to do a crossover underneath the 27. Can he make it stick? He gets the run. Does he look to the inside?
Got to push him.
3 laps to go. No, they're going to split each other. Single file, no more.
I think the 27 got really loose there off turn number 4, Jeremy, and I think he's kind of used up all of his tires slightly from trying to throw it into the 94. It nearly runs into the back from there. Now he's got to check up big time. This should enable Ross Tatum to clear the 27 off too, and does. In fact, he's got a massive run here down the back straightaway. He might be able to get to the bottom of Altus, and does. He'll look to the inside, side draft down the back into turn 3, coming to 2 laps to go. Ross Tatum's going to throw everything but the kitchen sink to try to slide job the 94. Give it to Ross Tatum. He's got the lead off turn number 4.
And for the 13th lead change amongst 9 different drivers, it took all but 2 laps to go here for the 21 to find the race lead. He is trying to go 3 for 3, Tyler Reddick style, to open up season number 3 here in the Select Series. Can then all of a sudden he hold it off for the next 3.5 miles.
That was a great pass coming to 2 to go. Now Joshua Altus is going to have a lap and a half to go if he's going to want a shot at Ross Tatum. You think these guys, man, they saw this guy win once. They said, okay, 2 in a row. They said, all right, enough's enough. 3 in a row. They might have to just wreck him for the win. Here comes Altus. He'll go to the bottom, try to throw it down under. He's not going to be able to do it this time by. They're going to see the white flag. 1 lap to go from California. It's Tatum, Altus, and Grant for the race win here in race number 3 of the OTSS Select Series.
Yeah, great racing here. Auto Club never disappoints, and with the trucks tonight, same old, which is a good problem to have. Back straightaway, final time. Your top 3 and 4th, 5th, and 6th, all single filed back straightaway. Here's the run, here's the look, here's the slider.
He's going to cross him over. Oh, he might have got him. I think he might have got him. Oh, they're going to be side by side, all 4.
No! Teammates wreck each other as Jacob Grant is going to steal this one. Teammates from S&B Motorsports is going to ruin the 21's 3 for 3 and going to bring the team outside the top 5. Ross Tatum ends up there, P7. Altus actually finishes 2nd place. Jacob Grant gifted his first victory of the season.
I am speechless. I have seen a lot of races in my time out of doing this the last 3 or 4 years now, but I don't know if I've ever seen 2 teammates take each other out. That was insane. And Jacob Grant threw everything at the number. Oh my, I can't even speak. We're going to have to take a look back at that replay. That was insane. I thought the 94 had it, and the 21 had a massive run. Jeremy, I think they both just came together. I don't even blame one of them more than the other. I think they just flat out tried to side draft.
I'm going to tell you that Burn It Down podcast tomorrow's going to, or next week's going to be probably pretty fun to listen to, but here we go. Here's the moment that
the 21
the
came
whole
up.
result. Yeah, it was just... Yeah, I'm hearing race control calling it a racing incident. No penalties to be handed out, obviously, because there's no caution. But yeah, it was just hard, tough battle in there. 21 comes back up after trying the crossover, had too much throttle early on, too strong of a speed here on corner exit. There's the 360 camera putting to work here. There's the wash up. 94 holds his ground there in that 3rd lane. Doesn't give the 21 the room, which he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. And they found each other in the middle of the track, and there goes Jacob for his victory.
First time the OTSS Select Series has come here out of their 3 seasons. And look at this, man. The Grant Creative Ghost Machine is going to go to victory lane here, throwing it back to Buddy Baker. Man, what a drive by the 27. Thought he had it pretty much lost there once he got passed by Ross Tatum. But, man, just goes to show you, Jeremy, this track just never disappoints. Hell of a job by the top 3, regardless of the way they finished. And, man, Jacob Grant may have forgot how to do a burnout there, but no matter what, he is still going to come home the race winner. What a finish.
Yeah, we know what that means. We got to talk about 2 wrecks in the post-race. As 27 broke my little rule there. If you touch the wall during a burnout, you get called out for it. But great burnout nonetheless, though, so he's going to park it right there in the AAA bell. And here's the unofficial results here for race number 3 of this Select Series presented by DJ Designs. Jacob Grant, Joshua Altus, Carson Burrows going to be their post-race interviews presented by iRacing iFlag. And then Caleb Smith, DJ Honeycutt complete the top 5. And then 6 through 10 will be Jesse Whittington, Ross Tatum, Tyler Honeycutt, Jonathan Gaston, and Chase Albright.
And then the rest of your field, top 20, you'll find Chase Albright, Brad Miner, Joshua Longbond, Xavier Herschel, Dave Harrington, Chris Harrington, Craig Schroeder with possibly one of the biggest flops of the night I've seen besides the finish. What could have been night for him had he had made it down pit road in fashionable time. Jason Pick, fast qualifying effort. He comes home 18th. And another driver who was a what could have been night for him after getting taken out early, Abram Ghostin comes home 19th, and Bobby Mantle rounds out your top 20.
And then 21st through the rest of the drivers, EJ Luna, Logan Latham, Chad Garcia, Ryan Huford, and everybody else is DNF'd or did not qualify. So it'll be Sharn Hill, Danny White, Philip Rezojic, Anthony Ancelo, and then Will Bustler came in late, did not finish with that early wreck. And Nicholas Walthorn did not qualify for the evening. And that is your 30 truck lineup. We got two of our top three. We're going to see if we can get our third place finisher at the moment, not in Discord, as we get our iRacing iFlag post-race show going. Let me just take one more sweep on the Discord. I do not see our third place finisher. So we're going to start with second place. Oh, wait, there he is. Very last moment, he pops in truck number 12. We got him. We're going to bring him in right now. Carson Burrows, P3 here tonight. Started back there in 15th, up 12 positions to find third place. Man, what a race.
Yep. That was a pretty long one, I gotta admit. But yeah, I'd say the name of the game was really just all about air, really, and track position, and that's kind of what I figured on that last restart, obviously, before we went green the whole way. Just trying to get towards the front, and I just made it happen. Had a really good last pit stop there under green. I mean, I nearly slid that thing down pit road and went sideways, but I, collected it up and somehow cycled out to first. But yeah, good race.
Carson, congratulations, man, on finishing in the top 3. Back-to-back top 10s for you and that number 12 team, man. What's going to take to finish up in that not the podium spot, but rather that first spot, man? After just 3 races, you look like a strong contender for this championship for sure.
Yep. I mean, I gotta say I like the big tracks. I like manipulating the air. I think it's one of my specialties. Just, putting people in bad spots. I know that's a crappy thing to say, but I mean sometimes you just gotta do it. Those shorter tracks are definitely a little bit harder, just kinda weaving through, getting through the messes. But I really like these big tracks and can't wait to get to another one.
Yeah, you seem like you did a fantastic job out there. Mid on the qualifying, but the race session, man, you had a really fast truck. You got up there early and contended for the most part of this race. So congrats on a solid performance. Many shout outs before we let you go.
Well, I just want to thank my family. They kind of just watch around and what's it called? My dad kind of tunes into this, mother as well, and then my grandparents are kind of up on here all the time, just kind of looking around, watching. So I appreciate them, and I know they're watching. So thank you.
Very cool. Good to hear, man. Yeah, congrats once more. We'll catch you next week at the 1.5 mile draft track there at Echo Park. We'll see you then.
Thank you. Yep.
I don't think he was happy with the draft track name, but you got to throw the technicalities out there. But all right, here's the fun interview. The guy who finished second, who probably does not want to have this interview, but here we got second place here, Joshua Altus. Joshua, you had a fantastic truck. You started with that pit strategy early to come down one cycle later, and it worked fantastic. But we got to the end, and we got to talk about it, man. You versus your teammate there, Ross. What's going on that last lap?
Yeah, good run overall. Was happy with our strategy tonight and kind of played right into our hands. And yeah, hate that we got together at the end. Obviously, it sucks that neither of us won. So I'm looking at it right now. I mean, I'll take the blame for it, I guess. But I'm just trying to kind of get on his quarter and side draft him as much as I can to slow him down. He threw a nice slider on me a couple laps before that, and I knew we were in trouble as soon as we lost the lead. He drove it down in there and cleared us pretty easy. So yeah, I just trying to go down with a fight, I guess. So hate, like I said, hate that it wrecked both of us, and neither of us got the win. So that's never what you want to see, but just hard racing at the end of the day. Just trying to do everything I can to win it for the '94 team.
Well, Josh, I would say congratulations, but I know you probably wanted this one more than anything here tonight instead of finishing second, man. But I mean, from our perspective in the booth, man, it looked like you kind of just held your line. I mean, I don't think Ross expected you to hold your line there in the middle groove coming off 4. And I think I know what you were trying to do, but I mean, if you would have slid up higher on corner exit, I mean, do you think he would have probably got you at the line, or do you think you would have been able to side draft him at least one time before you guys at the start finish to edge him out for the win?
Yeah, it's really hard to say. I was just talking to Jacob in the waiting room there, and I don't know. It felt like he was coming with such a good run. He did a good swim move on me. I mean, I think he knew I was going to dive it off in there in 3 and 4, and he lifted early to kind of back his corner up so that he could get a good run off, and he executed the swim really well. And yeah, I feel like if I just held, at least in the moment, it definitely felt like if I held my line, he was going to just drive right by me. So um, yeah, I was trying to do all I could to just grab his quarter and keep him beside me. Who knows if I just ran my normal line to the wall, if he would have cleared me or not. But in that split second, I felt like he was. So I was trying to counter that move the best I could to give myself an opportunity. And I know I'm sure he's not happy with me, and I'm not too happy with how it ended either. So just is what it is, man. Two guys going hard for a win, and yeah, I've just had a lot of really rotten luck on the sim the past week. I've lost, the Thursday night race last week. Got caught up in a wreck. Felt like I was the best car there, and had another league. Got had one get away. So just yeah, just kind of bad luck lately. So just ready to win one, man, and just doing all I can to make that happen. And again, I just hate that it happened at the expense of a teammate.
Yeah, 100% there. One thing they can't blame you for is trying 100% full effort here. And you did just that. They did everything you could in your mind to try to secure that win, but really good race overall, though. Fantastic stuff from everybody, especially you and your teammate there, Mr. Ross. And floor is yours, man. Any final shout outs before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, just got to thank you guys at the Nerditudes. Y'all do a phenomenal job with your broadcasts, and it'll be fun to go back and watch this. Um, we led a lot tonight, which was really good, and I don't know if I just burnt my tires off a little bit at the end. Jacob and Ross both did a really good job staying with me there, and yeah, just is what it is. And y'all tune into the Burn It Down podcast, man. Gonna be fun. Feel like Ross and I have been kind of butting heads a little bit recently, but I feel like that happens when both of us are running really good, and we're both super competitive and want to win races, and you'll have that in big time sim racing, I guess. So y'all tune into the Burn It Down podcast. Maybe we'll go at it at each other a little bit. You never know. So but yeah, Burn It Down podcast, Sinvar Roofing and Solar. Anyone in the Virginia area needs a roof replaced or wants some nice shiny solar panels, hit me up and I'll walk you through how it works and see if we can save you some money. And just final shout out to all the honeycuts and everyone that runs the league. So we'll tuck our tail between our legs, take our P2, and try to do it again next week.
All right, man. Yeah, appreciate your time there. And yeah, we'll see you at Echo Park next week.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. There's Joshua Altus P2 there tonight from his perspective on what happened there on the final lap of turn number 4. But now we're going to turn our attention to our second winner of the 2026 Season 3 here for the Select Series. Jacob Grant, congratulations, man, in the Icon Apparel Company Victory Lane. You did it. You stole it there in the last moment, but it wasn't just a complete steal. You put yourself in the right position there with a hard battle at the end, and you got it.
Yeah, I felt fast all night. I was just trying to save my tires just enough and to be able to pass in the long run and while everybody else is wearing their stuff out where the draft is so dependent. Trying to save as much as I can and really create those long runs and like we did there at the end with Josh and Ross. I came out of the pits and I kind of went a little bit, but not really. I was still saving my tires, not getting full throttle until I got straight down the straightaways. And then once I caught Tyler and got his draft and worked my way around DJ and the 12 of Carson, and got out front, ran out front for a while. And then Josh got by me, which is I'm okay with. I figured he had 2 or 3 lap fresher tires than me anyway, so let him get out there, let him feel like he has to run hard and run fast and kinda wear his stuff out with the clean air, and just try to stay easy on my throttle and use the draft to my advantage and just stay as close as I could to him, and getting Ross up there with me kinda helped out a lot. We kinda just rode for a while until it got there to the end, and, we ended up pulling a pretty big gap pretty quickly on the rest of the field. Um, Ross started pushing me down the front stretch, and I went down behind Josh to draft with him, and Ross stuck it to my outside and ended up getting up there and battling Josh to the for the lead, and at that point in time, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, "Well, track record shows that these guys are gonna race the absolute hell out of one another." I've been watching it for the past physical 5 years. I've been racing with these guys 5, 6 years. They race the crap out of each other every time. They're teammates. It's for the love of the game. I race the crap out of a lot of my teammates as well. Um, I didn't think they were gonna wreck each other coming out of 4 there. I seen them both get really tight, and, uh, the side draft, I had enough of a run. I felt like we coulda came across the line 3 wide, not really sure who was gonna win it, but it was definitely gonna be a good finish, and I'm glad the teammates took each other out and I could solidify the win. That's cool.
Well, Jacob, man, congratulations on your first win of the season, stopping Ross from getting 3 in a row. But man, we heading to Echo Park Speedway next week. Ever since that reconfiguration, a lot of people feel really torn about it. Some drivers love it, some drivers hate it. What's your stance on it, and how do you feel like you guys are going to do next week there?
Um, I like both configurations. Obviously, I would prefer the older one just because you actually got to drive the truck. But believe it or not, you actually got to really drive it at the new Atlanta too. I've got to win there in a league race before with a lot of the same drivers that are in this league or in that league. So I like my chances. It's pretty much all about putting yourself in the right spot at the right time, pit strategy, and having the right help behind you. Even though it's your teammate, doesn't mean it's the right help. But I like my chances. I think we can come out and potentially get another win.
Yeah, man. Congratulations once more. And it didn't matter where you qualified. You started 26. You're up 25 spots talking to us. So track position didn't matter, and you just had the truck and you had the skill set there to get it done, man. So congrats. But speaking of skill set, awesome burnout until the last moment. You tagged the wall, and I got a thing where I call you out if you hit the wall during your burnout. You had 6, 7, 8, 9 lanes to pick from, and you found the outside wall. Why'd you do that?
I try to get the virtual crowd really involved in what I do here on the sim. They really love it. I can hear them booing a lot. Um,
Perfect.
so it's nice to get up close to the wall and just burn it down the front stretch.
There it is. All parts of that. He paid for every ounce of it, right? So there you go, man. Any final shout outs before we let you go?
Yeah, first I'd like to thank all the honeycuts and all the admins of the league for putting on the league and allowing us to come out every Tuesday and Thursday nights and running with them. Appreciate you guys for putting on fantastic broadcasts every single week. I absolutely love going back and watching them as if I just didn't run all of the laps. Go back and watch it from start to end. It's a blast to watch it from a different point of view. A lot of these guys are really, really good at what we do, and it's very noticeable on broadcast. It's pretty cool. Thanks to my girlfriend for watching, supporting, and always being here for me. All of my teammates over at Old Dogs, Danny, he got wrecked out early, which sucks for him. He had a good truck. He had kind of the same game plan I did. Gaston, Caleb, he finished fourth. Congrats to him. Ghost, he ended up getting in a wreck. Pretty much all my teammates ended up getting in a wreck. Polly wasn't here tonight. Thanks to all of them, and thanks to all the fans who come out and watch.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you, and go get him next week. Maybe we'll talk to you next Tuesday evening.
Absolutely, thanks.
Yes, sir. That was Jacob Grant, driver the number 27 P1 there tonight from his Grant Creative Ford F-150. And Jason, Auto Club never disappoints. Love this place.
Yeah, man, it's so awesome that we can obviously go back here and run this place to the truest aspect of what this place once was. It's a damn shame that this place isn't around anymore, man. Because I tell you what, with all the improvements they've made to the NASCAR Next Gen car, um, and stuff, man, it just would have been so awesome to see this car here. perform the way it did. It would have been awesome to see the trucks at least one more time here. I know we got the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. They were the last series to ever run here at this track. And even that was a pretty good race too. I know Kyle Busch took the victory for the final Cup race here, which was awesome to see. Miss this track, man. I'm gonna always miss it. But obviously, what's old is new, and what's new is old, because there's a lot of stuff coming back into the sport. A lot of old stuff coming into the sport again, like Wilkesboro and Chicagoland, and now we got just re-signed with the Naval Base Coronado race for next year. That should be really fun. But obviously, Auto Club just never disappoints on the sim. Not to talk about a long story short, but man, this is just such a great race always. No matter what series you run here on iRacing, the driver's going to drive the hell out of it. The track is going to beat the drivers up a whole hell of a lot too. So it's always cool coming here, and I can't wait to see what Echo Park shows up for next week.
Yep, should be a good one for sure. And we're here live 2 nights a week at OTSS for the Contender Series. It's on Thursdays at 9 p.m. as they run the Twisted Speed setups for all their vehicles there. And then Tuesday is the Open Series here for the Select Series. So appreciate you guys for tuning in, up to 603 subscribers. So let's keep that number going up. Dustin called for 1K last week. Far reach, but you never know. Things could happen. So share, like, follow, all that fun stuff. And we'll get there. So thank you guys for your support, and see you all on Thursday for the Contender Series. So have a good rest of your night. Stay safe. Get your nerd on.
Touchscreen and louder to the range. Fuel burns and the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber moves roll with the fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.